however many times I've done this today, being really, really censored today, which is, always fun. But hey, direct line in this time, so we know you guys can hear me. So I had to title it because I'm a good boy, good boy, good boy, goy. I mean, it's just fucking crazy. I started today talking about Itmar Ben Gvir, who I believe to be easily one of the worst people to have ever lived. Somebody who I wish death upon by all means necessary. Obviously, you don't want somebody else to get in trouble or something horrible to happen because somebody does it. You'd hope it would be, natural. I'm gonna pray to God every night.
I was just gonna say, God.
Right. You guys, all you Christians out there, pray that it takes Ben Gvir home because he's such a fucking a danger to the rest of God's children. All of us. Outside of obviously friars. And so I figure, hey, let's look this up because I don't think many people know who Itmar Ben Gvir is. And Ben Gvir is the leader of the Atzmin Yehuditz party, which directly translates. Now get this. You know how you're not allowed to say there's no such thing as a Jewish conspiracy, that they want all the power, they want to take over the world, blah, blah, blah. You know how you're not allowed to say that? Atzmin Yehuditz, directly translates to Jewish power. He belongs to the Jewish Power Party, which is a Kahanist. It's a Kahanist group. Kahanism is a Jewish supremacy belief structure. And that's sort of where we've gotten to. So I've literally gotten to the Wikipedia page entitled Jewish Supremacy, and it's completely locked. So, those who want to hide behind, anyone can edit Wikipedia. I go on Wikipedia before I come live, and I edit it to say what I want it to say. Whatever kind of dumbassery might come my way from this, you can see right there that it is a completely locked page. And since we know that everything you read on Wikipedia is balanced and Zionist in nature, you can't hide behind any of the typical anti-Semitic tropes, because that's usually the tropes you hide behind is that's anti-Semitic. Those are anti-Semitic tropes. And that trope needs to stop. Even though, depending on how you word it, like those tropes are anti-Semitism, that's correct. But anti-Semitic would mean you were against the Palestinians. Isn't it amazing how they have turned the no term, like the term that is Palestinian. Palestinians are the Semitic people. The Iranians are the Semitic people. The Yemeni, the Syrians. These are all the Semitic people. Oh, shit stains. And it's the friars that are, Polish and American and Ukrainian, especially. Lots of Ukrainians. Right. So you're not very smart, Joe? Is that what you're saying? You can't make any reasonable, intelligent arguments, but you're mad at what I'm saying, so you're just going to start blurting shit out? Gotcha. You must be a friar. You know, it's impossible when you actually just step back and you think about it. You think about how supremacist they are, and you know, sure there are those that marry outside of the group, but it's not it's not common. They're very much stay inside the group. Well, if yours is one of those groups that has been, you know, decimated, hurtled into small groups and all that, you know, you've been the most persecuted people in the world, and you only procreate with your own, don't you think it's highly possible that lines are getting crossed pretty consistently? And that might be why you're such an physically inferior group? You could be preaching about my unparalleled good looks and intelligence, yep. And I still would not want to hear it from you. Well, then why are you here, you dumbass? Do you understand that you're like...
He's keeping you here.
But your comments make you look stupid. If I didn't matter, you wouldn't be here begging for my attention. Like, doesn't it dawn on you that you're here, you dumbass? And apparently you've been here before? We know that you support pedophilia. We know that you support genocide. We get you. You just appear in my phone. I didn't open the app. Oh, yeah? You didn't even open the app. It just appeared on me. That's believable. I believe that because that's how YouTube works. That's how phones work. So, done with this doofus. Jewish supremacy is the belief that Jewish people are superior to Gentiles. The concept of Jewish supremacy arises in some discussions about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Not all of them, though. According to some cultural commentators, the ethno-nationalist views, policies, and identity policies of some Israeli Jews rises to a level of a form of supremacism vis-a-vis the Palestinians and Arab people. Do you know how great Jesus Christ is? Not even a little bit. Like, it's a completely fake Jewish narrative. And you know the problem is, stupid people like, stop it. Stupid people like you will maintain a belief structure no matter what, only solely for your own personal gain, right? It's solely so you can gain something from it. You don't believe for the betterment of everyone else. You know, you don't believe in making the world a better place for everybody. You just, you want to go to heaven when you die, so never mind all the pedophilia and child rape and genocide and all that other stuff that's not happening to you. If it's not happening to you, you don't care because you're a selfish Christian piece of shit. Pretty typical, actually. I know people want to pretend like Christians are such great people. They're not. They're not. Some great people might be Christians, but Christians aren't great people. You know, it's just ask the Native Americans. The term has been used by a variety of critics of Israeli policies, with some arguing that it reflects a broader pattern of discrimination against non-Jews in Israel. I mean, I just don't understand where where the counterpoint is. Where do you go, no, they're not like that. Look, there's this. What are you pointing to? What could you possibly say that they do that even slightly leans towards them being the good guys? And I've been doing this for a very long time. Very long time. Long before October 7th, false flag, where no Israelis died or were taken hostage. Long before I even knew who the real bad guys were. I've been talking about religion and all that shit forever. I just didn't know I didn't know the truth. Growing up without the internet and all that shit, learning these kinds of things was much more difficult than it is now. But I've been doing live feeds every day for a very long time. And literally, I've never had anyone with any sort of knowledge, I guess, to even attempt to come in here and try to dissuade, change minds, correct things that are wrong. None of it. It's just fascinating. It's New Year's, first day of the year, and look at how many of the same trolls literally have nothing going on. I was here last night over the New Year, over the thing, and their same trolls were here. They're literally this obsessed with me. Because I'm wrong, right? I'm wrong about all this stuff. I mean, remember how this Joe guy said, you could be preaching about my unparalleled good looks and intelligence, and I'd still not want to hear it from you like this. That was like 5 comments ago. He's still here, still begging for my attention. Why do I matter so much to people that claim they hate me? It's very chosen of them, right? It's very slow kill, I don't think this is expressed enough, but the Israelis could have ended this conflict, this war, this genocide immediately. It didn't take 70 fucking years to get here. If they would have done it immediately, we wouldn't even still be talking about it. It would have been a footnote in the past. They could have done that. So why didn't they? Why did they instead just keep herding the Palestinians into a smaller and smaller circle? Like a farm. And when you understand it's for their rituals, it's for their bloodletting, their blood libels. There's a reason why, like I say, if you own a cow farm and you want a hamburger, you don't slaughter all of your cows.
25 years today, Kira and Chad.
You don't you don't slaughter all the cows. You want to be able to have a hamburger next week, next month, next year, 10 years. You stagger that shit. And that's just for necessity. That's just to eat hamburgers. That's not because you enjoy killing them. But even if you enjoy killing something, you can't kill all of it right away, because then there's not going to be anything left to kill. For tax reasons, I have been unable to troll you since September. The Jewish industrial countries locked me up until New Year's. I thought you didn't want to be here. See what I mean? They're so dumb. It's like that dumbass that was here yesterday that was initially claiming he was in Israel, but then was like, oh no, I'm in Ohio. If you let these idiots talk, like, there's no sense in blocking them. They don't bring nothing to worry about. They're never going to say anything that, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it threw me off. That'll never happen. But if you just leave them on here and you just let them talk, they out themselves. They tell you the truth. It has also been used by far-right American proponents of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, urging fellow conspiracy theorists to disrupt city council meetings. It's literally what it says. discourse. Ilian Pepe, an expatriate Israeli historian, writes that the first Aliyah to Israel established a society based on Jewish supremacy within settlement cooperatives that were owned and operated by Jews. Joseph Massad, a professor of Arab studies, holds that Jewish supremacism has always been a dominating principle in religious and secular Zionism. Again, I don't even understand like the notion of like he argues this. Who argues against him? Does anybody even attempt to try to play off Zionism as being anything but a supremacist? You know, I mean, I know Joe Biden said, you know, I'm a Zionist. You don't have to be a Jewish to be a Zionist. Those are famous Joe Biden words. But seriously, like, where does that... Where is this notion? Who has the notion? Like, what did Biden base that belief off of? You know what's strange? Nick Fuentes is a Catholic, and Joe Biden was a Catholic. Why didn't Nick Fuentes support Joe Biden a lot more? Since the 1990s, Orthodox Jewish rabbis from Israel, most notably those affiliated with Chabad Lubavitch. How do you say that? It's not Chabad, it's not Shabbat, it's like Chabad, but it's not even that. It's like, it doesn't even say it. And religious Zionist organizations, including the Temple Institute, have set up a modern Noahide movement. Noahide? These Noahide organizations are aimed at non-Jews in order to convince them to follow the Noahide laws. I have to see this. In Judaism, the 7 laws of Noah, also or otherwise referred to as the Noahide laws, are a set of universal moral laws which, according to the Talmud, were given by God as a covenant with Noah and with the sons of Noah, that is, all of humanity. I mean, if it says it right there, right? Noah's either the second or the third time that everybody was wiped out. And all of humanity was repopulated from one family. And this is where like okay, let's talk about it, right? This is what you say, this is what you think. So how do you explain that? You know, how do you explain how Noah having sex with his children having sex with each other, their grandchildren having sex with each other, and so on? How does that create a population? Like, how do you repopulate the world doing that? It still takes 10 months to have the baby, right? From conception to birth. And then, like I say, you get, you know, what do you have a couple of black babies get born? And you're like, ew, these are dirty. So you put them in the water and they just float to Africa and repopulate Africa and places like Haiti and shit like that. Is that how that works? Like, think about how just insane this is. God damn it. Right? Look at, we have 2 trolls trying to blow each other because neither one of them can actually. Too dumb. And yet they're both part of it. It's so interesting. Right? And they both cry about what I do, but they come here every day. Interesting. Who do you think that is? Do you really think that's just regular old losers? Like, at the end of the day, when you think about it, it's actually so much worse if they're not, Israelis and Mossad, and if they really are just like losers with no one around them and nothing going on, and you know obviously they deal in child exploitation materials and shit like that. Like, these are just the worst of the worst, and of course they're gonna absolutely fear me, and do everything they can to try to keep you know my shit down, because they know if I get any sort of platform, they're all dead. All of them, they're dead. There's no mincing of words or anything. I know we have the technology to scan the fucking internet and find out who has child exploitation pictures and shit on their phones. Who has it in their computers. We could easily do that shit. And that's what we'll do. And we'll find you all. And, obviously there has to be some sort of investigation into it a little bit to you can't just, because I guess somebody could implant it on your computer, I guess. But once that's all sorted out, it's death to you all. The 7 laws of Noah include prohibitions under worshiping idols, cursing God, fuck God, murder, adultery, and sexual immorality, theft, eating flesh torn from a living animal, as well as the obligation to establish courts of justice, where, of course, we are the judges and the lawyers and stuff. According to Jewish law, non-Jews, Gentiles, are not obligated to convert to Judaism. Right, they don't want you to. But they are required to observe the 7 laws of Noah to be assured of a place in the world to come, the final reward of the righteous. The non-Jews that choose to follow the 7 laws of Noah are regarded as righteous Gentiles, pious people of the world. On the other hand, in Samaritan, Samaritanism, there are only 3 laws of Noah mentioned in 9, no extra biblical laws added. World to come. Ha-olam haba, the world to come, is an important part of the afterlife in Jewish Christology, which also encompasses Gan Eden, the heavenly Garden of Eden, Geneshem, and Sheol. According to the Talmud, any non-Jew who lives according to the 7 laws of Noah is regarded as a righteous Gentile and is assured a place in the world to come, the final reward of the righteous. There is much aggetic material relating to this topic. Much of this has been collected in popular form in Legend of the Jews by Louis Ginsburg, discussing esoteric and mystical Kabbalistic concepts such as paradise and the higher Gan Eden. Interesting. Back to the supremacy in the Noahide law. We convinced them to follow the Noahide laws. The rabbis that guide the modern Noahide movement, many of whom are affiliated with the Third Temple movement, expound an ideology that has been criticized for racism and supremacy and consists of the belief that the Jews are God's chosen people. These organizations mentor Noahides because they believe that the Messianic era will begin with the establishment of a Jewish theocracy in Israel, including the rebuilding of the Third Temple on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem and reinstitution of the Jewish priesthood supported by communities of Noahides. That is just crazy. Like, it's like They want us all to follow a different set of laws called the Noahide laws, which will, as long as we're good and righteous, it will provide us a place in their afterlife where we get to like service them in the afterlife, in the world to come. It doesn't say like you get this equal place in the world to come or, something along those lines. Everybody's equal once the death happens. Look we're back down to 0 people watching. 2,500 subs, 0 people watching. Interesting. David Novak, professor of Jewish theology and ethics at the University of Toronto, has denounced the modern Noahide movement, saying, if Jews are telling Gentiles what to do, it's a form of imperialism. In 2002, Mossad said that Mossad said that Israel imposes a Jewish supremacist system of discrimination on Palestinian citizens of Israel. On Palestinian citizens of Israel. Do you understand the irony in that statement, the hypocrisy in that statement? The Palestinians are the citizens. They're and it's Palestine. The Jews are the invaders. But they call it something pretty. They call it Aliyah. It's just Aliyah. They're just returning to their promised land. Other people are there, fuck them. It seems like it's a natural sort of comparison. But just like, imagine if the Native Americans all just decided that this was all theirs again. And that, my family they happen to have a little hut set up right where your house is. So get the fuck out. No, you can't even really take anything. You could take some of your shitty clothes and stuff, but other than that, leave whatever valuables you have and just get the fuck out. Who would be like, oh, I support you. I support you. And that this has been normalized within the discourse on how to end the conflict, with various parties arguing that, quote, it is pragmatic for Palestinians to accept to live in a Jewish supremacist state as third-class citizens. I mean, that's literally what it is. Like, enjoy that. In 2021, the Israeli human rights organization's B'Tselem, the Israeli Human Rights Organization. What an oxymoron. Jumbo shrimp apartments, a oxymoron. B'Tselem classified the state of Israel as, quote, a regime of Jewish supremacy from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea through laws amounting to apartheid. It also took note of the fact that after it was established in 1989, it initially focused on the legal and social situation in the Israeli-occupied territories, but that, quote, what happens in the occupied territories can no longer be treated as separate from the reality in the entire area under Israel's control, because there, quote, is one regime governing the entire area and the people living in it based on a single organized principle. In the aftermath of the 2022 Israeli legislative election, the winning right-wing coalition included an alliance known as the Religious Zionist Party, which Jewish American columnist David E. Rosenberg said is, quote, driven by Jewish supremacy and anti-Arab racism. He must be anti-Semitism, right? He must be. I hate saying anti-Semitic. It's such a dumb word. You know, the friars, the Israelis are the anti-Semitic people. The Semitic people are the Palestinians, the Iranians, the Yemeni, all of the Lebanese, all of the people that are literally being attacked by Israel on a daily basis. Israel is just firing missiles in every direction. And then if anybody does anything in response, they're like, "Hey, why are you being so mean to me? I'm not drunk." Woohoo! Sounded like a drunk girl. A woohoo girl?
Yeah.
Israel is the ultimate woohoo girl. Except, a lot of times woohoo girls are worth looking at.
No.
Israel's not worth looking at all. At all. I mean, it's a beautiful place, no doubt. It's paradise. That's why they want it. That's why they have the Jewish Autonomous Oblast, a much larger area in between Russia and China, where there's no bad guy Muslims trying to get them or anything like that. They have their own country. It's been established since 1928. They always talk about, we need a state of our own. We need a place of our own. That's the only way we can be equal is if we have a place of our own. Here's your place. We need another place. We need another place, and specifically like right there. Not over here or here, but right here. Proponents of the one cite the development of Jewish supremacy as one of the main reasons for the necessity of a single country that applies democratic principles across all sectors of society, regardless of ethnic or religious affiliations. Yeah, that's gonna happen. So, is the religious Zionist party the one that Bezalel is the head of? Because Itmar Ben-Gvir is a part of the Jewish Power Party, the Atzmut party. So is the religious Zionist party the one that Bezalel heads? The religious Zionist party, known as Tekuma until 2021 and officially known as National Union Tekuma, was a far-right ultranationalist, Jewish supremacist, and religious Zionist political party in Israel. They were. In all the elections since its founding, they were just going all slang here. In all the elections since its founding in 1998, the party had joined, but they had joined. Not just joined, because you could have just put joined. But they had joined other factions and competed as part of a united list. In 2023, the religious Zionist party, the Jewish Home, and the Jewish Home, agreed to merge and become National Religious Party, Religious Zionism. It's like Voltron and shit. Member parties. Oh, Atzmut Yehuditz is formally a member. Tekuma was established by Hanan Porat and Zvi Hendel in 1998. The pair left the National Religious Party in reaction to the Wye River Memorandum, almost immediately after the creation of Tekuma. It joined together with the Moladet and Herut, the national movement, to form the National Union, a right-wing coalition which won 4 seats in the 1999 elections, with only one of those seats going to Tekuma. These elections were a failure for the far-right bloc and were won by Ehud Barak. We know who Ehud Barak. That's Epstein's buddy, Ehud Barak, business partner, all that good stuff. Leaving the National Union and Tacoma in opposition. In February 2000, Yisrael Bitunivli joined the National Union alongside Tacoma, and the two parties joined Ariel Sharon's first government in 2001. 1 year later, Tacoma and the rest of the National Union left Sharon's government over disagreements over the handling of the Second Intifada. For the 2003 elections, the National Union kept its alliance with Yisrael Bitinu, with its increased support helping to win 7 seats for the entire list and 2 for Tacoma. The party was included in Ariel Sharon's coalition alongside Likud, Shinui, and the National Religious Party, and Yisrael Ba'aliyah. Morning, Burger.
Morning, Burglar.
That's inappropriate. Don't say that to your father.
What? Am I terrible, father?
Happy New Year's, buddy.
Happy New Year's, Dad. I'm super terrible, ultra mean father.
Hey, that's supposed to be a secret.
It's freezing cold out here.
Because attention's, you got 3 sheets to do before you get started. I mean, it's all just the same shit. I could just keep reading the same shit. There are these supremacist organizations that nobody actually even questions. Nobody ever thinks like maybe they're no. You know, it's crazy. So I went back to Kahanism, and let's go to the history. The Koch Party, the Kochs, saw electoral success. 84, winning 26,000 votes exactly, equivalent to 1 seat. Early polls after the election predicted that the Koch Party would become the 3rd largest party, winning as many as 12 seats in the next election. It's the same narrative. They started by winning 1 seat, but then and all of this is like, hey, Chubby? Chubby? Man, you sound so sexy right now. I don't think I've ever heard you sound sexier, baby. I want to do things to your mouth. Anyway, sweetheart? Sweetheart? Where'd you go? What happened, sweetheart? Ask her to bring up my water, please. In August 1985, the Koch Party was barred from participating in elections. Some communist groups, such as the Sikari, began pursuing their political goals through violent means instead. On November 5th, 1990, Meir Khan was assassinated by al-Sayed al-Nasir, who was associated with terrorist cells that eventually became Al-Qaeda. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my God. Does anybody actually believe this shit? Does anybody? Kahan's assassination led to the splintering of the Koch Party, with Benjamin Zvi Kahane leading Kahane Kai. Who gives a fuck? From Kafar to Tapucha, and Koch led by Baruch Marzel, who eventually became a member of the Atzmin Yehuditz party. I mean, it's just like, you know, they have to. There are plenty of people that want to live and don't want spotlight. To those that do, it seems like ridiculous. Like, you don't want the spotlight on you? Like, what's wrong with you? But there's a majority of people who don't want that. They just want to live their peaceful life, on their own. Obviously, they would much prefer it if they got government checks to be able to do so they didn't have to work, which is how a large portion of Israel exists. But then there are the types that, they want power, they want recognition. And so you have to continuously create these positions, these groups, and then he's going to be the president of this group, and he's going to be the vice president, and he's going to be the treasurer. Okay, now this group. Okay, he's going, and they create these parties, these positions, so that these people can all feel special. And they can walk around with that moniker of, I'm the blah, blah, blah from this party. And then, of course, they get all the benefits that come with it as well. But they just manufacture all of these different groups and all of these different positions to facilitate and accommodate the power needs of the few that want it. The actors that are willing to, be hated throughout the world. They know they're hated. They're not delusional in that regard. Matter of fact, that's literally give them the mic and they're going to claim that they're the most persecuted and hated people in the world. And if you then say, well, why? Why do you think that is? They're going to say, you're not supposed to say that. That's anti-Semitism. And you're like, but I was just asking why. And they were like, yeah, but Semitism is policy or predisposition favorable to us, which means if I tell you something, you're supposed to go, okay, Supreme Master. You're not supposed to ask me questions. That's anti-Semitism. When you ask me questions, that you're just supposed to believe me. Give me my policy and my predisposition. Did the comment section get shut off? Seems like it might have been. 7 viewers, 2 likes. Usually there'd be somebody talking shit. The election where Kahanists received political representation was in 2009 with Michael Ben Ari, who ran the National Union on the National Union ticket. Ben Ari split from the National Union after the election, forming Atzmin Yehuditz. Atzmin Yehuditz failed to pass the electoral threshold in 2013 in the 2013 Israeli election. Atzmin Yehuditz again is the Jewish Power Party. Open-minded, what's going on? Kahanism gained no political legitimacy until the April 2019 Israeli election as a result of the 2018 through 22 Israeli political crisis. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu attempted to gain seats by appealing to Kahanist voters by making a deal with the Jewish Home Party to have them run on a joint list with the Atzmin Yehuditz as the union of right-wing parties, which is considered the most supremacist, openly supremacist party to ever control Israel. Like, they don't even hide the shit. It's very much well known that this is what it is. And the 2018 through 22 crisis that they're talking about is so indictments and shit were coming down on Netanyahu. And they were trying to figure out how they were going to navigate that while also, facilitating this upcoming genocide that they planned for in 2023. And believe me, that had been planned for a very long time. And so they thought that they would, they would just sort of pull him back. He wouldn't necessarily be gone. He'd still be in power. but he just wouldn't be officially in power. And so they would do these like mock sort of elections. And it was Benjamin, they had 6 prime ministers in just under 4 years and 3 years. So it was Netanyahu, then Benny Gantz won, Defense Minister Benny Gantz won. But then, there's fuckery with the election. So they had another election. So then Netanyahu goes back into charge. Then they do it again. And this time, Naftali Bennett wins the seat. And the difference between Naftali Bennett and Netanyahu seemingly was that so Netanyahu always had this plan. And the plan came to fruition this year. Nobody else knew it. But this plan was you got to give it to him. Like, this was a well thought plan here. So the difference between Netanyahu and Naftali Bennett being the guy that Happy New Year, bud. Get up, lazy ass teenager.
I'm really tired.
Love you, buddy.
I really don't feel good.
Okay, well then chill out today. You got to get your sheets done before you get on there.
So apparently you told Nathan he could use the calculator.
Yeah.
So he's on the computer plugging in the whole formula and just getting the answers.
Okay, so that's not how that works, Nate.
I fixed it.
No, because then we can't trust him.
Why can't you trust him?
I don't want the cat's food in my room.
So, you're cheating?
No. You told me I could eat.
You can use the computer for the multiplication
Yeah.
and the division,
That's what I told Mom.
not putting all the whole problem in.
No. I did the.
So when you get something like 18 times 19, then you can use the
There's
calculator.
no multiplication in this.
Of course there is.
The first one, it's.
10y is multiplication. 13y is
I didn't
multiplication.
know that was the. I thought that was just addition. I thought.
You thought a letter next to a number, right like that, meant addition. Since when? How could you have gotten all the other ones right if that's how you thought?
No. I forgot how to do it from yesterday.
Okay.
So my thing was 3 plus 19 equals 21.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I know. Apparently.
3y
Times
minus 19 goes here. 58 minus 19.
2 minus 19.
58 minus 20
58 minus 20 is 38.
plus 1.
39.
39. So 39
Times.
divided by
Oh, why
3.
is it divided by 3.
Okay. So if we write the problem out. Sorry guys. It's going to look like, we're going to say, okay, so because this is a positive 19, right? We have to turn that into a negative. Make that 0. This becomes negative. So that was 39, right? This y has to come over here. This is a minus y, so it has to become a positive y. Plus y brings this. Is 2 times 13 is?
No, 2 times 13 is 26.
26 plus 13 is?
26 was 13 or 19?
Or 19, sorry.
26 was 13.
It was 19.
No. 26
Plus 19.
Equals 35.
26 plus 19 equals
45.
45. 58 minus 13 equals? There. Now you know the answer. Right? That's how you do it. That's how you got to do them all.
Me, I'm tired.
Well, when you're done with your sheets, then you can take a nap. You got your shit. If you need help, say so.
You didn't close Nathan's door, did you?
He closed his door. Small Hat's been kicked out of over 100 countries in the past. For a reason people fail to understand. Well, nobody talks about the reason. They just sort of say it. Like it's this factual thing that people in the conspiracy circles know. And then, like, They say it when they're like, we're so discriminated against and persecuted. We've been kicked out of 100 countries in the past, 109 countries in the past 1,000 years. But then as soon as you try being like, was there a reason? Why did you get kicked out of so many countries? Does it have to do with the circumcision practices? Because it has to do with the circumcision practices. Yes, the guy who constantly screams we should kill pedophiles is the one who shouldn't be left alone with children, not the people who come trying to, distract and detract from it. Now, when I say this and I say, look, these people are terrified of me, and they come through here to try to, fuck with the feed and all that. Some of you might be like, oh yeah, right, like that. Just go look at the pedophile hunters. If they do a live catch, within a minute or two, the predator's phone will start ringing. Because almost immediately people will figure out who that person is and start calling them and telling them to run, get out of there, you're getting set up. Who's going to do that? Who in their right fucking mind would call somebody that's about to get busted for trying to meet with a child? Who would want to protect that person? But that happens damn near every time. And so you have to look at it realistically. Why are you doing it yourself? Just go get them done. I heard it was 109 countries. Yeah, it's 109 countries.
I don't know if they're open.
The Asians? Of course they are. This is a day to make that money.
Jesus.
We are making headway. If what I did wasn't important, they wouldn't put so much effort into it. And I encourage all of you to do the same thing. I promise you it's harder than you think. But I encourage you to do it. Don't be quiet, fight. Or if you're not comfortable doing it, then share my shit. Do something to help. Don't just be don't just be counted and quiet. If you're worried because you don't want to be, you think the conspiracy is bigger and you don't want to be, you're already going to get rounded up. I cannot believe this show is still a thing. It's so insane. It's just, what a terrible, terrible show. Terrible show. Anyway, this is fucking stupid anymore. So, you have yourselves a wonderful fucking day. Go check out the links in the description. And you pedophiles, kill yourself. Bye.